Does your foot shape stay the same over the course of your life?
No, it doesn't.
Footwear has no impact on your posture.
That's definitely a myth.
You can break in the shoes by wearing them. Fact, fiction.
It's often said, and yes,
The more cushion, the better.
it's no doubt about it that people are looking for soft cushioning shoes. In fact, the feel of a...
Foot problems only happen from injury.
No.
You don't need shoes indoors.
Ooh, welcome to the Comfort Walk and Talk, where every step towards comfort is a step towards a healthier you.
We're your hosts,
Jeff,
Allanah.
And Ben.
together, let's transform our lives from the ground up. Welcome everyone to our next episode of Comfort Walk and Talk from the Comfort Co. And we're here today to talk about footwear myths that we want to debunk a bit. So I've got Allanah
Hello, everyone.
and Ben.
Hello, hello.
And let's get started. So Lani,
All right, I'll go first. I'll say the first myth. I think that's how we're going to do it, and then I'll choose someone as tribute to answer whether it's a myth or not. So myth number one. Does your foot shape stay the same over the course of your life, Ben?
No, it doesn't. My foot actually feels like it's grown a bit today. Even like we've had a bit of a stressful day on these podcasts, and they have all sorts of things like stress, exercise, things like that can adjust the size of your feet. I'm not sure that do they go back after say if you get some swollen feet after a particularly hard day, or those factors I mentioned before, but will they revert back? To the general size stay the same? Or?
Yeah, I mean, I think general swelling will, goes up and down. I know that my foot size has permanently changed after 2 pregnancies. So pregnancy is a big one to change your foot size. So my foot size has gotten wider, and that's just going to be the way that it is. It's why it's important to make sure you're regularly checking your sizing and making sure that you're getting shoes that fit your current foot state, not just what you think it has been for years.
when you wear arch support, you're actually shorter in your foot because the arch support shortens your foot. You can
That's
shorten it by
interesting.
half a size.
That may well be
Just
it.
to note that.
Yeah,
There you
right,
go.
because your foot would have been flatter.
Yeah, exactly.
And now that you're so used to the arch support,
Yeah,
you would have
it's
been
half a
shorter.
size.
I was a bit guilty of being a sneakerhead back in the day, and they aren't built very well. Look cool and all, but there's none of that arch support, none of that good stuff. So that might well be the difference there. There you go.
There you go.
So I'm going to ask Allanah this one. Footwear has no impact on your posture.
That's definitely a myth. I've been to many talks where they have diagrams, and there's even one for Shoal, of your whole ankle and knee alignment changing when you wear good footwear, and then that impacts everywhere up to your back and your spine. So a lot of shoes claim to help with back pain, and that's why it's adjusting the alignment of your body.
That alignment, the leg that you're talking about before there, that's one of the things that's really wild to see. So that's one of the first things you're shown when you start at this company here, is just how it does fix your alignment. It's not something that we just talk about. I'm sure we'll put the little foot over the screen now, but you see just everything gets so much straighter after that. So, when you're taking your steps, if you're ankles in line with your knees, in line with your hip, is in line with that takes away that wear and tear and degradation over time, which
Yeah, and when you get into the biomechanics and when you work with sports physios and stuff, they get you on treadmills. So the difference between you being on a treadmill with no arch support versus arch support, you can see it up your whole body. It's incredible.
wow.
The interesting thing about footwear too is that it's a combination of everything. The arch support's important, but it's also how it works with the shoe. So the heel counter
Yes.
and the stability, it all works together. So you can have an insole with a very unstable shoe and doesn't do the benefit. So that's why posture's impacted. It's the whole package. So it's why the whole way shoes are designed is important.
Yeah, it's really good.
myth busted.
Myth busted.
Okay, myth 3, and this one's going to Jeff. Put away those notes there, mate. You can break in the shoes by wearing them. Fact, fiction.
It's often said, and yes, it all depends on whether the leather or the material can stretch. But the problem with it is that there's no guarantee that it's going to stretch. And so at the end of the day, if you don't feel comfortable in your shoes when you try them on, then they're probably not the right shoes for you. And if someone says, well, wear them and they'll wear in and they'll stretch in the right position, yeah, they might do, but you'll obviously have a lot of blisters to show for it while you're wearing them, and that's not great. So my thought is they got to fit right when you try them on.
Yeah, I mean, you're better off using something like we have fillers in our shoes.
Yeah.
You're better off getting something with a little bit more liberal of fit and using some fillers, because then if your feet do swell during the day, you
Yeah.
can take the fillers out as well.
Correct.
Yeah.
It's a good point you make, actually, that you should try on shoes during the middle of the day. You
Yes.
shouldn't buy your shoes first thing in the morning, because your shoes are probably your foot's probably the most not swollen at all. You know,
That's
most
true.
people do swell up a bit during the day.
So I bought a pair of Adidas's during Black Friday sales. They were the last pair available. Mad discount, $220 down to $80. I was pretty stoked with that, got to say. But they do not fit right, and I was waiting for them to be broken in.
Maybe you should wear some arch support in there. And
Some
loop
arch
up.
support,
Yeah.
right? Okay, yeah.
So you
So.
can take the insole out. And,
Yeah.
All right, we've got some solutions,
We've got
some
some fit
fillers.
tips.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we can fix that on our end. Perfect.
But-
A bargain's a bargain. I couldn't say
sometimes
no
if
to
they
that.
look good, the price is right. You just make it work. don't
You got to make it. Yeah,
that's a bit like the Cinderella story. Isn't it? Yeah,
But not the motto of our company. Get shoes that fit right.
exactly.
All right, myth number 4, and this one's going to Jeff. The more cushion, the better.
It's no doubt about it that people are looking for soft cushioning shoes. In fact, the feel of God, it's lovely and soft. And I agree that that's really comfortable. The issue is that if it's too soft, it can be unstable.
Yeah.
And unstable isn't good either. So you got to find the right balance. We try in all of our shoes to find the right balance because you can imagine if you got a really cushioned, or really soft cushion, you're going like this all the time. You're walking on this thing and you're going everywhere. You want to have something that provides stability and a fairly supported environment.
So that comes from like a heel counter or the
Yeah.
uppers. So make sure the uppers are securing you in, or the heel
Exactly.
counter. Yeah.
And constantly customers will be pushing, I wish it was softer. And, there's a good reason why it's just that right density.
Yeah, it's like being on like a trampoline or like a bouncy castle or something like that.
Exactly.
You wouldn't want to walk on that all the time.
No, exactly.
Yeah, there is a bit of that cognitive dissonance there almost. As you hear the Comfort Co. and you think, when you stick your foot in, it's immediately going to be this big cushiony cloud type situation there as well. But that's, we put comfort meaning so much more than that. So especially with one of your brands such as Vionic that has really dense arch support there, they say some of the most technical arch support in the market. You put your foot in there for the first time and you're not used to it, that's going to be quite uncomfortable for the first day or two.
Yeah.
While you get used to that arch support. But, you get people that have bought a pair of shoes from the Comfort Co. and then the first day they're not comfortable. You stick with it. Sort of thing. It's that comfort is what we were talking about before, is that alignment. It's cushioning in the right areas to brace for impact, for things like that as well. So if you want a pair of cushioned feet, we've got some slippers in the range as well, get them. But it's not everyone's going to be excessively cushioned from the start, and that's for good reason.
I am going to ask Ben, you don't need shoes indoors.
Oh, I would say, and I'm not going to look at the notes for this one, yes and no. If you have any conditions, things like your plantar fasciitis or your warts, to kind of stop giving them to other people or things of that nature. If you need to be wearing that level of support, if you do have any foot conditions and things like that, then yes, they are needed inside. And just to be better safe than sorry, that alignment, it can't hurt, really.
Yeah, well, we always recommend, the big thing is that when someone has plantar fasciitis, when they get out of bed, they put on their slipper, their arch support, flip-flop, sandal, shoe, slipper. And the reason is because when they get onto the hard, flat surfaces, it's the most likely time to tear the tendon between the heel and the front of the foot, which causes plantar fasciitis.
Back to square one.
And I always remember one of the key podiatrists that I knew who founded one of the brands that we sell. He always used to say that the world has changed from when you were walking around on soft sand and dirt and all that to most places now as hard surfaces. And the reality is your body wasn't built for the hard surfaces. So that's what we try and provide the contours to make up for that.
Yeah.
For the soft.
I remember the visual when we first started the business of, walking on sand, is the natural way or dirt or something like that. So it naturally accommodates that arch, where the flat surfaces, the hard surfaces cause a lot of foot problems.
That's so true. That's something you'd never really think about. But over the stage of a couple of 100 years, we would have moved from
Yeah.
soft surfaces to hard surfaces straight away.
That
and
podiatry wasn't a profession a couple of 100 years ago.
there
Because it just didn't need
you
it.
just didn't need it. There you go. Okay. So this is for Allanah, yeah?
Okay.
Perfect. Leaving wet shoes to dry has no impact on their shape.
Oh, I mean, from years of looking at photos of it, it definitely does. Definitely does have. If you get them saturated or in the rain and you leave them outside to dry, it definitely can warp material. So it's important to air dry them properly and use protectors to make sure that they don't, the materials don't change.
How would someone air dry their shoes properly?
So I think you can put some stuffing in. If it's a closed-in shoe, you can put some stuffing inside the shoe. So there are shoe shapers, but you don't need that. Just put something in to keep the shape of the shoe. And then for sandals, you would, I don't know, just not in the sun. I definitely know not in the sun because that sun heat will just
You can peel the
Peel the
leathers
shape.
and things like that.
You
as
got to
well.
dry them anyway. Get all the excess off and
Yeah.
try and dry them and keep them in the right shape because you know they will. I mean, if it dries in
Yeah.
a wet shape, it'll
Yeah.
stay in that shape.
Yeah,
So something like a tea towel in there and
Yeah.
something absorbent.
yeah.
Bob's your uncle, easy as. There you go. Tip for you guys.
All right. Ben, this may feel like not a myth, but foot pain is normal as you get older.
That's pointed. You're coming at me.
Or knee pain.
Foot pain, knee pain, back pain, just pain. Life is pain. Yeah, it is normal to become more prevalent, but normal, so to speak, no. If it hurts, there's something wrong.
Yeah.
So and that can be down to a whole bunch of reasons. Generally, not wearing your arch support when you're younger. You're a bit of a dickhead like me with your ill-fitting Adidas's that you're trying to break in, and there you go. There's your foot pain. So, pointed question. But yeah, no, it's not normal. If you do have foot pain, go see a podiatrist. That's the way forward.
It is. You definitely you can foot pain. Obviously, your heel pain you can treat with the arch support and all that. But it's interesting. I suffer from a bit of a tendon pain on the top of the foot, which is like, and it just never goes away. And I actually, it's been told to me put that down to wearing too tight of shoes when I'm running. So it actually puts a bit of pressure, compresses the tendon. So again, you've got to be. It doesn't need to be like that. You just need to make sure you got the right fitting shoes. So probably those Adidas you purchased.
Yeah.
If you run in those, you might get a little bit of tendonitis.
Oh no, absolutely not.
No.
But yeah, so as just a starting off point is just get a good pair of shoes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And luckily we know a place.
Well, fit is one of the key things. That's the key thing. I mean, you get good fitting shoes, good supportive shoes. You'll do a lot of good service to your foot health.
Do a lot of good to yourself down the track.
Okay, I'm going to ask Allanah because it's often a question that females like to think about.
All right.
So more expensive shoes are always better for your feet.
Oh, no. I mean, I've had expensive high heels, and high heels are notoriously bad for women. It compresses your feet, makes your feet really tiny, and when it gets higher, your feet are like that, and your toes are getting all squashed, and you get bunions and corns, and so bad for your feet, but they can be very expensive. So no, expensive does not always mean that it's better. There are a lot of shoes that on a wide spectrum of prices that you can get that are much better for your feet than something that will cause a lot of pain.
There's a reason the gals are all carrying their stilettos home from the club.
Yeah. And putting some flats on probably in their bag.
Yeah, I mean, we basically, in the company, we focus on very much the three aspects of our comfort recipe, and that's what we do with it. And then price is driven by the type of materials we put into it. So we get a more expensive, less expensive, depending on if it's high quality leather and all that. But generally, we focus on making sure it fits well, it's got great arch support, and got great cushioning. And those three things then provide the comfort aspect. So, price for us is all about, just the level of materials that we put into it that determines the price.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to go ahead for Jeff with this one. Orthopedic shoes are only for old people.
It depends how you define orthopedic shoes, because I think that's the real misnomer. If you define a shoe as an orthopedic shoe, then no one's going to buy them except someone who's been told they have to have them. Simple as that. So you can stereotype a shoe by just calling it an orthopedic shoe. My attitude to an orthopedic shoe is actually all of our shoes have orthopedic features. They have good arch support, good cushioning. orthopedic features are the key thing. And then if you think of it like that, they're relevant for everyone. In fact, the earlier you're in your age that you start wearing good shoes, good fitting shoes, you then cause less damage with your feet for later on in life.
Comes down to that saying, prevention is always better than a cure.
Yeah, exactly.
So as soon as you can get into them, get into them.
Yeah. So, the take-up thing is if someone calls a shoe an orthopedic shoe, it's more about what are the features of the shoe.
Yeah. So wear yourself an orthopedic-ish shoe while you're young, and then you'll stave off those orthopedic shoes later on.
I remember when Ben and I first started dating, I always struggle to say what I do. And, I work for an orthopedic shoe company. Oh, you're uncool.
Cool. That's awesome. Wow. And now I work here too, so there you go. She got me.
All right, I think it's my turn. Ben, do you only need to worry about foot support if you're active?
Define active. So, I mean, in a way, everyone's active. Yeah, you get up and you walk to the fridge. That's you being active. It's not very active, but you still are taking those steps every single day. And so, yeah, if you're more active, it should be more of a priority because, again, you're taking those steps, those aligned steps, and that adds up over time. If you don't have that arch support and you're taking non-aligned steps, you're going to pay for it. So obviously the more steps you're taking, the more that'll build up. But, if you are doing trips to the fridge, do them in slippers.
And do them in orthopedic slippers.
Orthopedic slippers. Yeah, that's...
How cool.
So cool.
Allanah, this is for you. One size fits all when it comes to footwear insoles.
No, that is definitely a myth. You need to have your arch in the right spot. So I know that if you get an arch support that it's too small, your arch will be too far back and won't support you. Or if you get them too big, even if you cut them down, which you may need to do to fit your particular shoe, if the arch support is too big, your arch will be too far forward and it will not support you. So you've got to make sure that you get the right size, and all inserts should have a size guide on there, and they're specifically formulated to make sure that it will support you where it needs to. And same with your heel cup as well. If it's too small, it'll be too narrow of a heel cup, too big, too wide. You've got to make sure you get the right support.
If your arch support is in the wrong spot, can that cause you damage?
Oh, I'm sure it can. I'm not too technical on it, but I'm sure that it would cause some alignment issues.
Probably going to be more comfort more than anything too. Be a bit irritated by it, which then you won't wear it. You'll want to change. And which comes to another point on top of that, the sizing. And I think it's something that we do a lot of, is that there's not one type of insole for everyone either.
No.
So we always think that if someone finds an insole particularly comfortable, that's where they should go.
Yeah.
So it's all about comfort as well. So we do softer, thicker, thinner, higher arch, lower arch, different densities, and those are all important because different customers like different aspects.
Yeah, and the Atrex orthotics do really well with that, don't
Yeah,
they? So you get your foot scan and it'll tell you there's different types, there's different postings, and things on it. So it'll make sure it gets the right comfort level for someone.
Lani, the myth is foot problems only happen from injury.
No, that can't be true. I think there's, people that are active will walk or run a lot, not necessarily get injured because that's an acute sort of pain or swelling in an area, but they will just wear out muscles, or they'll have improper alignment or something like that, and it can cause a whole host of issues, including foot pain.
Many issues develop due to those poor footwear choices.
Yeah.
So, too big Adidas's from Black Friday. Yeah.
Pointy high heels for the
Pointy high
ladies.
heels for the girls, absolutely. So genetics can be a big factor in there too.
Yeah.
And your lifestyle factors, so things that you were talking about there before.
So like drinking a lot of beer and having gout.
Yeah. Again, pointed. Wow. Okay.
Didn't mean anything by that.
You're getting all the tea today, listeners. Wowee. Things are fine at home. Promise.
I will give this one to Ben. The myth is orthopedic shoes are ugly and unfashionable.
I think we have proved time and time again on this podcast Hell to the no. We make Orthopedic look good, man. Like it's those orthopedic shoes, we were talking about it before, you know, you can label a shoe orthopedic and, I'll never wear that. But we've hidden it. We've hidden it well. You wouldn't even know you're wearing an orthopedic shoe. These ones here, so fun fact, I got married in these shoes. Very nice, still got them, absolutely. But like, you wouldn't know, those are funky, man. But yeah, that arch support, that kept me dancing long into the night on my wedding day. So, you know, perfect. Why wouldn't you wear an orthopedic pair of shoes?
I know. We just need to think of a different name.
Yeah. If you have any, leave them in the comments.
Yeah. I hope that we've debunked a few for everyone. Leave a comment if you have any more myths that you want debunked. Thank you for listening to the Comfort Walk and Talk, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you.
Got a bit of a hint for what next week's episode is, guys. Perfect. Thank you very much. Thank you for joining us on the Comfort Walk and Talk by the Comfort Co. If you like this episode and you got something out of it, we would love your support with a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts and Spotify.
Don't forget to subscribe on your favourite channels and never miss a step on your journey to comfort.
Please follow us for more insights and updates on the Comfort Co social media channels. Until the next episode, see you later.